Oh, God.
Flying kick just like these Jordan 11 flights. What's up, y'all? It's Christmas Eve. Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. We are going to fill your pockets just like Santa is going to fill those stockings with some money. We got some prize picks for you that are guaranteed to hit. I don't know what is so funny because I'm being dead serious. Take these picks.
The kick.
You are going to...
I thought you were going to fall
out.
off that chair, but I forgot that you're short, so you can't.
Man, come on. I trip, don't fall. Like a cat.
You do fall.
I couldn't tell you the last time I fell. I'd be tripping, but I don't fall.
Well, like EJ gave his boss intro, I'm going to give you my first prop for this game. DK Metcalf.
Okay.
Over 64.5 receiving yards. Again, he doesn't ever go over 68. His line is never over 68, and he always hits it, which is weird. Okay, so prize picks, I don't know what you guys are doing, but you guys are blessing us. I think they're like trapping you to like bet. You know, they're like, hey, we're gonna give you this free prop, so you just set more, and then you lose.
The other ones, yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. That's a great strategy, though. Seattle is feeling themselves after that huge win over the Eagles, where DK had a quiet 74 yards. They got Geno back. They get Geno back this week, I should say. And Geno and DK have that good connection. His last 3 out of 5, he's gone over this line. And when he goes over, he goes way over this line. I'm talking 20-plus yards over the line. Seattle is playing the 27th ranked pass defense in the Titans. And they are already eliminated while Seattle is still trying to make those playoffs. This is another home game. DK has only gone under this line twice at home. Week 1 versus the Rams and Week 12 versus the 49ers. And he has only gone under this line 4 times in the whole season. I like my chances of this hitting smash DK as this prop. It's going to go green for Christmas.
When you sent me this, yeah, you see we got the green, we got the red, the red, and the money sign green because that's our favorite color.
Yeah.
All we want to see is green. He sent me this prop. I got DK when we were choreographing, I guess you could say, or organizing our show. We let each other know what props we got so we know not to pick. And I was happy, but I was mad because I was like, damn it, I wanted DK. He's got a good matchup against the Titans, right?
Yep.
And I was like, no, that's good, though, because that means Seb has got one that's going to hit, which means we, as Gen Z fans, got ones that's going to hit. So it's a good thing. Let's go.
It's my second prop, David Njoku, over 49.5 receiving yards.
That's a good one, too.
He is going up against the 28th ranked pass defense, and in his last 2, he has had 91 and 104 yards receiving as a tight end.
And his line set at 49?
Yep, and a half.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The Texans give up an average of 62.5 yards to opposing tight ends, and with Joe Flacco and David having that connection, again, you got to look at which receivers have a connection with their quarterback.
Joe Flacco's elite.
He is their go-to guy on third downs. I expect to see him involved more rather than not, and a game the Browns need to win, and need their star tight end to shine. On the road this year, he has only gone under this line twice. And where they're playing? They're playing on the road in Texans. Do the Texans have on a dome, or are they like outside?
They're in a dome.
They're in a dome. Just yeah, I like this prop. So David Njoku, I actually watched this game last week, the Browns game a little bit, and he
was the game that I watched.
He was just going.
Out of all the 1 o'clock games, I was like, dude, the Bears and Browns. I was going to text Mitch, my boy. I was about to be like, bro, this Bears-Brown game has got a different vibe to it. And it came down to a Hail Mary, which was pretty good.
Sunday Night Football. I don't know about this anymore. Prop, Jerry Jeudy. Over 37.5 receiving yards.
Wow, really? Okay, let me hear it.
So, there wasn't much Patriots props. I would have taken Zeke as my prop, if I'm being honest. But they didn't have him out there yet.
I know, man.
In his last 3 out of 5, he has hit this mark with last week having 74 on a well-established Detroit secondary. The Patriots plays J.C. Jackson on non-injury list. He's done for the year.
Wow.
Okay? And because he has mental health issues, that's what they said. We just don't want to win anymore this year, I guess. Which makes sense. But also, they want to save him for next season when our defense is back and fully healthy. When our defense is fully healthy, one of the best in the league. Going on, with already losing Christian Gonzalez earlier in the year, this will leave Jonathan Jones and Miles Bryant as our only two corners. The main focus for Bill Belichick's defensive scheme is going to be towards Cortland Sutton. The Patriots also have a strong rush defense, which will take away that from Denver. The Pats are 16th versus the rush, but have been effective the last 5 games, while being 22nd versus the pass on a very, very, very injured secondary and defense in general. Pats want to win this game. It's Christmas Eve. Who doesn't want to win on Christmas Eve? Okay, every team, no matter how bad they are, they want to win this game because it's a holiday game. It's a really special game. Despite how their season is, I still think the Denver receivers will get some yardage on them. There's always, every Pats game I watch every game still, even though we suck, I still watch them. But every game, the receivers on the opposing team still get high yardage, but when they get into the red zone, they can't score.
Yeah, you guys have a lockdown red zone. Dude.
So,
don't break.
The receivers, and we don't have Judon in there. So, if we had Judon, they probably wouldn't even get down there. So, I'm just saying, the Broncos receivers tend to have yardage on us. So, I expect this one to hit. And 37.5 for a receiver, for a number 2 receiver?
It's low because Judy is just hit or miss, man. It's he's either not going to get anywhere close to it or he's just going to destroy it.
If you know me, I like hit or miss.
Boom or bust. All right, so
our boomer
brings you to my prop, and this guy's going to boom, and it's Chuba Hubbard over 69.5 rushing yards versus the Green Bay Packers. All right?
Miles Sanders got a spot taken.
He did. All right? And that's exactly why you're going to play Chuba Hubbard, who's playing a Packers defense you're going to go over on Chuba Hubbard, not play him. You're going to go over, who's allowed 6 straight games of 77 or more receiving yards to the starting running back. All right? And 3 out of his 5 last games were over. 3 out of the 5 of those games were over 100 yards. So 5 straight games over 77.5, and 3 out of 5 of those were over 100 yards. 2 starting running backs on the opposing team. Another reason you should feel comfortable with this prop is because Hubbard is the starting running back on the Panthers, as Seb mentioned. In his last 3 games, he's had 22 to 25 carries straight in those 3 games. In each of those last 3 games, he's had 22 to 25 carries. That is very high volume. In back-to-back weeks on this episode, or on this show, we have cashed on this prop with Saquon and Rachaad White. We're going back to the well. We're going over on the rushing yards with a workhorse back against the Packers. Chuba Hubbard over 69.5 rushing yards.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to go back to the running backs because I feel like that's what's best for me. I feel like I do best on the running backs.
I do best on the receivers. I don't do best on quarterbacks or backs. I don't.
Last week, I went McCaffrey and White, and they both cashed, and I'm just going to keep going like that. And then I also went Lamar. I went rush, rush, rush. So I'm going to give you a different prop here, but it's still rushing. It's Raheem Mostert over half a rushing touchdown. Now you might be like, man, he has to get a rush touchdown. Yes, he does, and you should feel comfortable with it.
He's the goal line back.
And this is why. He's not only the goal line back. This man leads the league in the NFL with 18 rushing touchdowns through 14 games. He has scored 2 touchdowns in back-to-back games. So 4 touchdowns in the past 2 weeks. He's scored 1 rushing touchdown in 4 straight games. In 4 straight games, he's gotten into the end zone at least once. In 3 out of those 4 games, he's gotten 2 touchdowns. So he has 7 touchdowns through the last 4 games. Also, he scored a touchdown in 11 out of 14 games this season. That is insane. I'm banking on this guy getting in the end zone against the Cowboys in a matchup where the over-under point total is set at 50. 18 touchdowns, league leading, in a matchup that is 50 point total. Give me over half a rushing touchdown, please, for Raheem Mostert. All right, brings me to my last prop, and that's the Patriots-Broncos game. This one's sketchy, but it's really the best one that I could think of, and that's Bailey Zappi under 186 and a half passing yards.
I knew this was coming. I just knew it.
He's gone under this mark in 2 out of the 3 full starts that he's had. Okay. He is averaging 186.6 in those 3 starts. So right on this line. They're right on it. All right. So like I said, this is a little sketchy.
You know what? He's going to, you know what, just, no, I'm not going to.
You don't have to take it, but this is the best I could find for the Sunday
I
night
see this
football.
happening, sadly. I do. Because we're just going to give it to Zeke.
I hope. Exactly what the line is set at is 186 and a half. And he's playing a Broncos defense that has been tough at home. They allow 202 passing yards per game, which is way better compared to the 268 that they give up at home. Where this game is being played is Denver, at home. The Denver Broncos need to win this game. They're playing for a bunch. They just came off a loss. They want to stay alive in the playoff race. I think they shut Bailey Zappi down under 186 and a half passing yards.
Well, I think Sean loses to Bill. So, I don't think Bill Belichick wants to lose.
I just hope he does it by the ground. That's all. I hope Bill does it by the ground.
He is going to do it by ground. So now, fantasy football, you are in week 2. Congrats. 1 league for me, 1 league for him. We got still alive.
How many teams did you have in the playoffs last week?
2.
Okay, I had 3, but still, we only have 1. So I lost.
We have 1 left.
I lost twice as much as you.
Last team standing for both of us. So, which is good. So now, fantasy football. Let's give you guys our suggestions.
I got my first win in our oldest league.
His own league.
My own league. It's called Money Pot. We've had it for 5 years now, all the way going back to sophomore. I made the playoffs 4 years in a row and never won a game. And I finally got my first dub. Shout out to Coggin for giving me my first dub.
Yeah, his team was
I just had to mention
No. His team looked way worse than I thought it was. But for my first fantasy player, Trey McBride. He is playing the 30th ranked defense versus the tight end position. And with the Cardinals season over at this point, they want to see who they could take into next year. And McBride has made a strong case for him to be that guy next year at tight end. His last 3 out of 5 games, he has scored over 20 fantasy points and has 2 games over 100 yards this year, with last week being one of them at 102 on San Fran. A very, very good defense. The Bears have given up a total of 714 yards to tight ends this year and allowed 7 touchdowns to them. Last week, McBride had over 20 without scoring a touchdown. And he's done that 1 other time this year. Start him with confidence at your tight end position.
Yes, he's the starter next year, and he's a dog.
For my second fantasy player, Breece Hall. Okay. He's playing Washington, who are 25th ranked versus the Rush, and both of these teams' years are already done. This game is pretty much a free agent audition. Which bad team can come out of this game alive, and which players are worth the money? Hall had 26.6 points at home versus Houston last week. The Jets are purely horrible passing the ball. No matter who's at quarterback, they're just horrible. Their run game is their only way of offense. Washington allows 119.7 rush yards a game. Breece brings high flex value and mid-tier RB2 value this week. Consider him. Don't start him. Consider him. Look at your options this week and consider him as a guy you might want to start. Now, to my last fantasy player for Sunday Night Football, a guy that we're going to re-sign next year, Ezekiel Elliott. He is playing the 32nd ranked rush defense, and he is the lead back going into this game since Stevenson is out. He's probably out for the year. We want to conserve him for the next season. Ever since taking over this role, he has had 13.2, 27, and 9.6 fantasy points, and he's getting no less than 11 and no more than 22 attempts on the ground. As for receiving goes, he's not getting targeted less than 5 times and no more than 8 times, not to mention scoring a receiving touchdown against the Steelers. The Broncos give up 144 rush yards per game. Zeke is a fantasy flex candidate this week. If you have a weak flex and you have Zeke on your bench, give him a shot.
Cool. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so brings me to my fantasy players.
Jake has Zeke, so
I know Jake does have Zeke, but
he has
I don't play him this week, so it's okay.
I can't. I hope you play him in the finals. I'm gonna be like watching that like tap for tap. Like, damn.
Well, the good thing is if I make it to the championship, I get $300.
Oh, even if you lose this game, you make it to the third place game, and then
If I win this game, I have to score. No, if I lose this game, I have to score more points than the other person that lost. That's how I get third place.
Yeah, I know.
So I have to score points this week.
Wait, you don't go up against that person that also lost
No,
for third
that
place?
don't matter.
No?
That doesn't matter. No.
Okay.
It's whoever scores the most points this week.
Okay.
So I got some money on the line.
Prayers up for you.
Appreciate you, man. All right. Tajay Spears is my fantasy player. He has a matchup with a very positive game script for him. He's playing the Seahawks, okay, who pass the ball, and their strong suit is the receiver position. And the Titans' weak part of their defense is their defensive backs. Therefore, the Seahawks may be getting big plays and pushing the ball down the field and scoring points. In this type of game script, Tajay Spears is involved in the game, and Derrick Henry not so much. Also, Tajay Spears has had 2 games in a row with at least 10 touches, all right? The Titans are very, very weak against the pass, like I said. So they may be giving up points on the defensive end, which means they're going to be playing catch-up. So Tajay Spears may be in the game more than Derrick Henry. And on top of that, the Seahawks give up 18 points per game to the running back position alone. So they're very vulnerable. If you watch the game on Monday night, the Eagles were able to run the ball. They just chose not to run the ball, which is just insane to me. But it is what it is.
We were saying now just to run the ball. Well, he was saying literally just run the ball. It's a good thing that they didn't run the ball because then you would have been screwed with DeAndre Swift. Because, but maybe you guys would have won the game. So it's like, which one do you want? Do you want to win fantasy football or do you want your team to win?
I wanted both, and I could have had both, but it is what it is. Being too greedy. 2 is better than 1, but I only got 1. All right.
Oh, one more thing to back up that stat. As a Derrick Henry fantasy owner, Tajay Spears is the load back. They don't put Derrick Henry in to pick up yardage. They put him in to score touchdowns. So.
All right, cool. So, brings me back to my next player, Chris Godwin. He's had 11 and 12 targets in both of his last 2 games, okay? Since his wife has tweeted that angry tweet that Chris Godwin wasn't getting the ball. Did you see that?
Yeah, I knew you were going to bring this up.
After Baker. He's had 11 and then 12 targets last week. That's pretty big. He's playing a defense that is extremely weak against the slot, okay? Tyson Campbell is the best cornerback on that team, and he plays on the outside
and
for the Jags.
that says something.
As the Jags give up the 9th most points to the wide receiver position overall. This is a must-win game for the Bucs as they want to hold on and be a game ahead of the Saints going into next week's game in Tampa, Saints versus Bucs. That game will decide who is the division champ.
Are you trying to go to that?
We'll see how the tickets look, but yeah, I was actually thinking about it. I really was, because that may be that's a playoff caliber game right there.
Let's go.
If we get 50 likes on this video right here, me and Seb will go to the Saints and Bucs game next week.
And we'll do an whole episode from it.
I promise you. Give us 50 likes on this video right here, which I don't think is asking too much. It's Christmas. You guys are off of school. You guys are off of work.
I'm off of school and I got time to go do this, so let's go do it.
If we get 50 likes, we are going to go to the Bucs and Saints game, and we'll produce a video for you. I think that's fair.
Post this on Instagram, too.
Will do. Also, brings me to my third player, and that, or I should say players, Patriots defense. All right?
My man.
The Patriots defense are playing a Broncos team that doesn't score a lot of points, okay?
And we hold teams, too.
Yes. You got 2 interceptions on Patrick Mahomes last week.
Surprising. I was actually surprised by that.
I mean, Kadarius Toney gave you 1, but it's okay.
Leave him in New England. We will happily take him. We will happily take him.
Yeah, he'd be one of the best receivers on if not the best receiver on that team. But Russell Wilson also has 8 interceptions this year, and the Broncos do tend to fumble the ball when it matters most, when the game's on the line. They've been cleaning up lately and taking the ball out of Russell Wilson's hands, which is sad for me to say because I am a Russell Wilson fan. But the Patriots defense is locked down. They just played the Chiefs. Okay?
We only held them to 27. So
Yes. That's saying something.
It is. If our defense was healthy, this would be a different year.
So, they just played the Chiefs. They're going to play the Broncos. They're playing a way worse offense and quarterback. I think they get it done for you. And picking up the Patriots defense and starting them is not a bad choice for you at all.
Jabril Peppers and Matthew Slater will be your guys for this one.
I like
Jabril
Jabril
right
Peppers.
now.
He's a dog.
Telling you right
he
now.
should have won Heisman. He should have won Heisman when he was in college. He did it all. He got punt returns. He played running back. He played safety. Like, he should have won it, but it's okay.
Well, that's our 6 man. Put it together. Please win you some money. Pick what you like. Put it, do whatever you want with the combo of that. Feel whatever is confident with you. But if we have 6 or 6 and you didn't watch this video, don't hate yourself. We had people last week be like, I didn't watch. That's your loss.
Make time for yourself. And make money for yourself by watching our videos and taking our picks.
I mean, we're on the right track, and with playoffs around the corner, these props are more likely to hit because people want to win these games.
We went 8-4 last week, so we made twice more than we missed.
I sold us on our 6 man. Thanks a lot, Debo Samuel. He's going on my no prop list. That means for the playoffs too. I'm not picking it for the playoffs.
Hey man, I sold week 1 with Brandon Cooks, so it's okay. I haven't taken him since.
Yeah. We'll see you guys on Monday night, Christmas Day episode, where we have 3 great games.
Peace.